Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures.
I think they also released that I think they're going to be going back there another year. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going this year because I right now my plan is actually to do World's Toughest Mudder. I
Ooh,
did that, yeah, I did that back in 17,
okay.
when I was pretty new in the sport, and every year I kind of want to go back, but it's just not been fitting because it's then they had the champs in December, and you can't really perform there if you've done the World's Toughest Mudder before. So it kind of feels like my chance to do it this year if they do the 3K series and if I don't feel like traveling to Abu Dhabi just for running 3K. So yeah, that right now that's kind of my plan, to focus on that instead, and then we'll see if I choose to go last minute or something. But yeah, so right now it's not like on my priority list to go to Abu Dhabi if it's just only the 3K. If they do both distances, maybe, but yeah, depends.
Okay. So, dropping Spartan, moving to World's Toughest Mudder because that's my favorite event. The first time I went was actually 2017 as well.
Oh, nice.
I was pit crew for a friend, and that was the last year in Vegas before they moved to
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was
Vegas.
epic. I'm so glad that I went that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me, how was your? I'm sure that was that your first World's Toughest Mudder experience then?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. How'd that
Yeah.
go?
It went pretty well considering I didn't like I started the sport kind of like in the beginning of 16. So at that point, like I just run, started with, okay, could I run like half marathon with obstacles? Could I run like a marathon with obstacles? We have like different types over here where you can also do that. And ran some like Spartan ultras. And then I think, yeah, I did the toughest, the 8 hour one,
Okay.
in 17. Um, so I did some things to prepare for it, but for me it was just like this big goal for the year where I was like, I don't even know if this is physically possible. Can I run for 24 hours? It was just like, what? And still to the day today, like when I want to go back because it's been so many years, I'm like, can I do that again? But it was such an incredible experience. I just remember that I finished with the 85 miles. I think it was fifth.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But I ran even close to, I ran like 150K. So with like all the penalty loops, because back then the penalty loops were so long, were
Yes.
like crazy. But
Yeah.
that was also cool, You're like it would really pay off if you were good at the obstacles, especially when you're wet because you were wet all the time.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was just like, I remember when people asked me afterwards, like, how did you spend like 24 hours out there? What did you think about? Wasn't it like getting boring? How could you keep moving? And I was just like, no, because it kept changing. Everything was so exciting all the time. Like, what obstacles are open this round? And oh, now we're gonna run in the dark. And when like the sun started rising, I was just imagining myself like, oh, this is like running at home in the morning because I'm a morning person. So it was all these like experiences in one, and the whole community, and it was just amazing. So yeah, I really want to go back, but yeah, it just hadn't like fit the schedule. I bought the ticket to go back when COVID hit. So yeah, I lost that one, but
Yeah.
yeah, but it's just been it was incredible. Definitely one of my most like memorable experiences, because it was something that I tackled that I had no idea going into it if I would even be able to complete it. Like
Yeah.
I prepared myself mentally to the point where I was like, okay, I know, like, if I'm gonna cry out there like to my crew, this is how you're gonna handle it, and blah blah. And like I never got to the point because it was just like so amazing. Like so
Yes.
yeah.
It,
Yeah. So it
I'm
was,
really glad you brought up the difficulty of 2017 because every year is very different. It has its own challenges, but by
yeah,
most, it's regarded as the last year with difficult penalties. So that the first
yeah,
year that I ran
it was
it
crazy.
was 2018. Then I ran it again in 2019. I'm not elite or anything. I got like 55 miles, but it's the penalties were definitely a lot easier, which was good for me because I failed a lot. But at the same time, if we want it to be a competitive event and we want to reward people that can do the obstacles,
Yeah.
I kind of hope that they boost those penalties again and kind of
Yeah, at least like also so the years are comparable. I know they aren't really because it's different like places and then it's different conditions, so it's kind of hard to compare. But yeah, back then it was like if you fell down from Funky Monkey, you had to run like a mile. It was a mile you had to run to like do the Panel's Loop. It was crazy. And even on that mile, you had to dump into like an ice bucket of water. So it wasn't just running.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a great experience. I fell from they had like this rope where you like climbed up, and then they had like this commando kind of rope over water.
Yes.
And then I remember like I even got so close to the plateau so I could just like have jumped down, but my arms were so dead that they just like let go. So I fell down right on my back, and they were so close to like taking me out of the race because I was like the medics and stuff because I couldn't breathe. But then I was just like, no, I need to get up and get moving and just like pretend that I'm okay.
Yeah.
So that was the only like rough patch I had, was the fact that of course it made me like not do as well after that, but other than that, everything was just like amazing. Even like, oh my God, the cliff jump. Can you imagine like a half a year before I did it? Because my only fear, actually, I'm not afraid of heights.
Oh,
I'm a pretty good swimmer, but free fall is like my only fear because you can't control anything when you're like in that free fall.